Now let's move and look at Robert Gagne. Robert Gagne, although classified as a behaviorist, really falls somewhere between behaviorism and cognitive psychology because he tried to bridge that gap, and his hierarchy of learning makes the transition from behaviorism to cognitive psychology. So, from how you behave, how you act, to how you think and why you do so in a particular way. Gagne's work culminated in a hierarchy of learning in which he arranged 8 behaviors ranging from simple to complex. So we will look at this hierarchy of learning and we will see how from simple actions he builds onto more complex actions and activities. He also gave us 5 observable and measurable learning outcomes. If a child or a student has learned something, it should be seen, it should be observable, it should be measurable. And Gagne gave us 5 such learning outcomes that we will also look at in a while. But what these learning outcomes do for the teacher is it helps the teacher understand, has the student learned? Has the student got it? Was I successful in teaching something to my students? So Gagne's contributions are dual, twofold. 8 stages in the hierarchy of learning, and because it's a hierarchy, it has to flow from stage 1 to 2 to 3 all the way down to 8, and the 5 learning outcomes for students. The stages in the hierarchy of learning are further divided. If you look at the 8 stages, the first 5 are totally, completely behaviorist. They deal with behaviors and how they are acquired. The next 2, 6 and 7, are an integration between behaviors and cognitive psychology. So they are a little bit of both. They are partly behavioristic and partly cognitivist. The last and the 8th one, the highest form, is completely cognitive. It deals with thinking. So there is a transition, and because most of his stages, 5 of the 8 are behaviorist, he is classified as a person involved with behaviorism. But really, he moves beyond behaviorism and takes us into cognitive psychology. The hierarchy suggests a bottom-up approach to learning where general principles and concepts are covered lower down and then you build up. And so you go from bottom to the top. You move in sequence. You move from 1 to 2 to 3. You cannot go from 2 to 4 or 2 to 5 and skip the stages in the middle. You have to go through all the stages in between to reach an upper level stage. This is important because as teachers we need to understand that if it is a hierarchy, we must move students from 1 to 2. What is the difference? How do I get a kid from stage 1 to stage 2? I may want to reach stage 4, but I won't be able to reach stage 4 if I haven't covered stages 1, 2, and 3. And when teachers understand that a hierarchy requires fulfilling the lower stages, they will make sure that the lower stages are met, fulfilled, the student has acquired those skills, concepts, knowledge, whatever it is, before he can move on to the upper stage. This is important, and if learning is to take place, if quality learning is to take place, then moving through the hierarchy in the sequential stages will need to be extremely important in all of our classrooms with all of our students. All students can be moved through the hierarchy, but yes, you cannot move them all at the same rate. Some will move faster, some will be slower, some will just need more time. And as teachers, time we should be willing to give to our students as and how they require it of us.